My name is Ruben Vasquez for Aspen University, July term 2016. The course is ADC 665, and it's a role play scenario for the Gestalt therapy empty chair technique. All right, Pablo, thanks for coming in today. We're coming in on our second session today. What brings you in here today?
Well, since our last session, my drug addiction, it's been getting harder. I stole from my parents, I've been stealing from my friends just to get drugs. Things have been going bad for me. I'm really worried about the future, and I really feel stuck, man. I haven't hit rock bottom yet.
Okay. It sounds like you mentioned that you're stuck. Is that correct?
Yes.
It sounds like you're concerned with how things are starting to develop and you're worried about the future, but you're using drugs. Now, you said you're being worried about the future and using drugs. Can you expand a little bit more about that?
Expand more on the worry about the future.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't really feel like I have that. I fear about the future. I'm really scared that this is gonna get worse, and it's gonna expand into me losing everything, losing a home, I really can't I haven't reached out to my parents. I feel like I'm not gonna be able to get any help from them. I just feel I'm just probably gonna be homeless.
And you're talking about that you haven't hit rock bottom. So when you say rock bottom, there may have been like some situations that you got yourself into that were dangerous, that still, even though the fact that were dangerous, it didn't make you stop using drugs. Am I correct?
Yes.
So, and if I gather correctly, you're trying to move past your addiction to drugs.
Yes.
Is that correct? I guess the rock bottom that you have and the wake up call, that you haven't had that wake up call that actually makes you to really realize that you really have a problem, and how to really stop. You're worried that if you don't stop, your drug addiction is going to get worse, and it's starting to scare you, and you're scared about different things that are happening in you. Am I correct? Am I getting everything correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, well, I think what I'm going to try, a technique that's called the empty chair technique.
Right.
It's called the Gestalt therapy, the empty chair technique. And what I want you to do is I want you to use your imagination, and we're going to use your imagination, and I may have to try and ask you a couple questions just to see how far in advance I want to see what your future, what you would be viewed, how are you going to view your future in respect to where you are at today. So
it's pretty much like a time jump, and I'm acting as myself in the future.
Correct. Right. So, like, where you're concerned, you're saying you're concerned about the future. You're concerned about when you graduate from college, you graduate when you have a family. How far in advance in the future are you thinking, or are you concerned with?
I'd say about 10 years.
Okay.
10 years from now.
Okay.
So reasonable.
Yeah. So I think let's say. So this is the way we're gonna do it. We have this, where it's a stool, but we'll call it the empty stool, empty chair technique. And this person right here is going to be you. Is the person that you are today. That person is going to become to you. So with your imagination, imagine that person's you.
Me today.
That's you today. And that person that's sitting right there is going to be you 10 years from today.
Right.
Okay? So now, with that said, looking at the person that you are today and looking at the chair, what would you have to say to that chair based on your drug addiction?
You need to stop. Like, this is not going to have any positive effect on your body, and it's going to end up you doing more harm than good. And unless you stop now, I think something really bad is going to happen to you involving this addiction.
What other things would you say to the chair?
You need to come out, and you need to start talking to your parents about this, and start actually asking them for help too, in their understanding. And you need to start looking for solutions, okay? Because unless you get help from your parents, no one's gonna help you in this. No one and neither is he.
So now you're looking at 10 years from now. So where are you seeing yourself 10 years from now?
With help or without the help?
Just with if the drug use continues to where it is right now, what do you think is going to happen to you 10 years from now?
I see myself. I would say I see myself on the streets. I'm still doing the drugs. I'm very.
Talk to the chair.
I'm at the point where it's just I'm pretty much gone. There's no hope for me, and I have no help. I have no one around me. No one cares, and I failed.
So what would you hope that talking to you today in the chair would you want him to do differently?
I'd like him to start reaching out more to the parents, and I'd like him to stop stealing from them, and I'd like him to also just put aside the drugs and us reach for help outside of counseling as well, because just reaching out for the counseling will not just help. You need to be able to get help from your family too, and get the family support.
Very good. Now let's go down to the chair today, and you looking at the person in the future. With what he told you, how does that make you feel?
And it makes me feel like this is the person. I'm in the person.
Yeah,
present,
this is
and I'm
you're the
talking
chair.
future in the
Yeah, you're
future.
the chair now.
You're
today. This is today, and you just heard the future talk to you.
Right. I mean, I gotta. This is a. You just gave me a big wake up call. I gotta start. I gotta start talking. Take what you told me and I'll start applying it now.
So it actually gave you an opportunity to reflect and to kind of realize that, there's problems, right?
Right.
Now, knowing what that person ahead 10 years told you today, how does that make you feel?
It makes you feel like I'm doing something wrong, but now that I know I'm doing something wrong, I have an idea what I need to start doing right and where I'm going to end up if I keep doing the stuff I'm doing wrong.
So you realize that there is possibility to reflect about the future and try and make changes today about your behavior and your drug use, and trying to seek help and trying to see where you're going to end up and make positive changes. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I guess if we're going to sum up the session, I guess reflection is going to be a big part of what you just discovered. That how that makes you feel. What if you don't stop the behavior today? How is that going to make you feel 10 years? What's going to happen to you 10 years from now? How does that make you feel? What emotions came up? Am I correct?
Right.
Very good. Well, I guess we will continue on the next session. We'll make try and see if we can make some progress moving on, and perhaps apply some other type of technique. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.